Many weapons have been considered game changers, but the term has never been more true than when it was applied to the FIM-92 Stinger. The man-portable air defense system is typically used as a surface-to-air missile or SAM, but given its versatility can also be used on ground vehicles and 64 Apache copters. Its agility, speed, and accuracy make it a highly effective weapon on the battlefield, especially against low-flying aircraft. Development of the FIM-92 Stinger. The FIM-92 Stinger was designed and developed in the United States. General Dynamics began work on it in 1967 in the hopes of developing an improved variant of its FIM-43 Red-Eye. The program was accepted by the U.S. Army in 1971, at which time it was designated FIM-92. A year later, the Stinger name was chosen. The weapon is primarily manufactured by Raytheon Missile Systems and has been licensed for production in Germany by Airbus Defence and by Roketsan in Turkey. Production began in 1978, approximately 3 years after the first shoulder launch, and continues to this day. The FIM-92 Stinger missile is 5 feet long and 2.8 inches in diameter, with 4 3.9-inch folding fins that keep it stable while in flight. The missile itself weighs 22 pounds, and when in its reusable launch tube clocks in at 34 pounds. It's fitted with a grip stock and identification friend or foe antenna, the latter of which receives power from a rechargeable battery. The warhead, which is encased in pyrophoric titanium, contains 1.02 kilograms of HTA-3, a mixture of H-mix, aluminum powder, and TNT. It features an impact fuse and a self-destruct timer that detonates the missile 17 seconds after it's launched. The Stinger uses an infrared seeker that locks onto the heat emitted by an engine's exhaust, making it extremely accurate with targets between 3,800 and 4,800 meters away. It can also hit anything flying below 3,352 meters, making it an ideal weapon for targeting low-flying aircraft typically used for reconnaissance and troop resupply. The missile is known as a passive seeker, as it doesn't emit radio waves to locate its targets. Along with the fins, its guidance section includes a missile battery and seeker, control, and guidance assemblies. Operation on the battlefield. Aside from its effectiveness in targeting low-flying aircraft and the fact its user can take cover or engage a secondary target immediately after firing, the FIM-92 Stinger is appealing to militaries that only requires a single operator. However, it should be noted standard military procedure requires 2 operators, the team chief and a gunner. To fire the Stinger, all its operator needs to do is aim the missile at their target, after which it'll make a sound to indicate it's locked on. The operator then pulls the trigger, prompting the weapon's small launch rocket to push the missile out of the launch tube. Once a safe distance away, the launch engine falls off, activating the main engine, which propels the missile to 1,500 miles per hour. Once it hits the target, it automatically explodes. The return of the Stinger is exciting for all kinds of missile reasons. First adopted in 1981 as a replacement for the FIM-43 Red-Eye, the surface-to-air variant of the heat-seeking missile was deemed effective against copters, unmanned aerial vehicles, and fixed-wing transportation and reconnaissance aircraft that's the fire-and-forget missile that requires no inputs from the gunner once the weapon is fired, to the Marine Corps manual. While just over 16,000 were produced, the man-portable launcher proved versatile enough to see action from the Point Air Defense System of Iowa-class battleships in 1980s to the shoulders of Marines on the shooting range today. No wonder the Stinger was an occasional fixture of the Technicolor action flicks of the 1990s. It's the same system that helped the Afghans drive the Russians, and it packs a wallop. Based on the Chief of Staff of the Army's initiative, Getting Europe Stood Up with Short-Range Air Defense, SHORAD, Stinger Teams is his first priority inside the initiative Getting Stinger Teams Back Online, Filter said in a January 11th statement. We're going to go to the National Training Center and the Joint Readiness Training Center. However, the immediate focus is Europe and getting Europe ready to fight tonight and defend Europe against any adversary. Make no mistake, against any adversary is a clear euphemism for Russia, increasingly aggressive in Eastern Europe since the 2014 annexion of Crimea from neighboring Ukraine, and the Stinger training comes amid a steady buildup of forces under U.S. Army units as bit of Operation Atlantic Resolve. War is expensive in both treasure and lives, Usurer Operations Chief Brig General Timothy Doherty, who also deployed to Europe to face down the Soviets during the 1980s and 90s, told Army Times in a March interview.